Before I start this video, I want to show you the hair today. It's just a headband. Let me show you the headband. You can get this from like Target. It comes in like a 3-pack. I think it could be, I'm not sure exactly how much, but it's not a lot of money for it. And you can use it not only as a headband, but also to hold your hair. So that's what I did today for the hair. I want to do an interpretation of the day, and I want to talk really fast about how this whole thing, for me, is. So the interpretation of what they say for the day is, and they were trying to guess all night, what is she going to say? So they were giving me hints and trying to come up with something. But I always want to give you guys what they say and how I interpret it. Because I think when you're dealing with manipulative people, you take what they say one way, but then they mean it a different way. So here's what they said to me. They said, and I tweeted this, that we thought no one would believe you. Now, when I hear that, I hear, well, why would no one believe me? Because they use this sort of thing where they say no one, nothing, never. So they always said to me, that's another thing. They said, never say never. I can say never. I mean, I'm allowed. So it's how I interpret this is that they came up with a way of abusing me where they thought I would believe them over me. I mean, I get to have an opinion, and I would believe them over other people. And that's what this was about. This was about them wanting to be my entire life, my entire world, so that I wouldn't trust me. So to me, I interpret it as a lack of trust in myself. So here I want to talk about why they say never, because in their minds, if you say the word never, it means something. So to them, I don't know whether it's a bunch of, I don't get it really. And I'll let you guys interpret why one word to them means everything. Like it's like I'm not supposed to trust myself. And if I say one word, it has some sort of effect on things. It's as though it's a cross between them wanting to make me not trust myself, but also make me not trust everything that exists. I know I'm having a hard time explaining it, but if I say, oh, I'll never do something, and then later I do it, see, you shouldn't have said never. No, I mean, I'm entitled to change my mind. I'm entitled to grow as a human being. So in order to say never say never, and then something happens and I do it, it means you can't trust yourself. See, if you hadn't said never, it wouldn't have happened. No, that's not what that means. It also doesn't mean when they say, we thought no one would believe you, that it's a problem with me. So if I didn't know what I know now at 49, I would think, well, it is me. It's not me. It's not me. I can trust me. I can say a word and it doesn't mean like magically that thing will happen. So that's what I'm saying about when you're dealing with these types of folks. If you get to a point where you're dealing with them and you don't have any way of checking that it's not you, you can easily think, oh, it's me. I'm the person. I'm the problem. No. And that's why I have to keep talking to you folks about this, so that you have somebody else telling you you're not the fault. You're not the problem. And that comes from trying to get to a point in your life where you can trust you. Don't trust me. They're like, oh, I'm giving advice. I'm not giving advice. I'm telling you my life experiences. To me, giving advice is like, well, tell me your problem. then I'll talk to you about. No, if I do a video and I talk about something and I talk about my experience and why I think this would be a good way of doing it, that's not giving advice. I'm telling you about, like I told you in a previous video, my story and how my story affects me. Now, if you like to get advice, you wouldn't get advice from a video. That's my point. Like, they brought up of something I wrote years ago, and I want these things discussed, where I said, when you go on like reality shows, they have you doing all these crazy things, and then, you have to go back to your regular life. But sometimes things happen on reality shows that get so extreme that you don't get a regular life anymore. Your regular life is gone. You'll then go on to another reality show and another reality show until there's nothing. And I think that's a problem with our society. And that's part of what I'm doing in these videos, is saying that in our society, we believe that people reach a point where they don't matter, where you don't have a chance to be a regular person anymore. Like, you've given that up. No, that's crazy. We don't give up the right to privacy. I'm entitled to privacy. I don't give up my right to privacy. Just like a celebrity. That celebrity doesn't give up his or her right to privacy. If you go on a reality show, you're still entitled to privacy. So they misunderstand what I'm saying, that we have a society where we think that people become not people. We're no longer entitled to the basic human rights that we are born with. I believe everyone's born with human rights. I would never hit anybody in the head. I would never do this to someone else. So they would say, well, don't say never, maybe one day. I would never do it. And I would never stay quiet about it. And I would never stop trusting me over them. So I'm telling you, if you think this is advice, then fine. Please never trust other people over you. You have a right to be trusted. You have a right to live as a human being with the human rights that we are born with. And no one has the right to take that from you. Thank you for watching.